All right, guys, 5 reasons your diet has stalled. 5 reasons your weight loss has stalled. Let's talk about that for a minute. So, reason number 1 that your weight loss has stalled is that the more weight you lose, the more difficult it is to lose weight. The leaner you get, the more difficult it is and the harder and more challenging it is to get leaner. Let me word it this way. The first 5 pounds is a lot easier to lose than the last 15. The last 15 pounds is a lot tougher to lose than the first 35. I don't care if you're 60 pounds overweight, 100 pounds overweight, or 13 pounds overweight. The first 30%, 40%, 50% of the weight you lose, the first 60%, is going to come off pretty easily, or a lot easier. It's the last 20, 30% of weight you're trying to lose, of body fat you're trying to burn, that's going to lock down. And the reason for that is that we all have a certain body fat set point. I have a pretty low body fat set point. I can stay pretty lean year round. A lot of women, though, that have health ailments, hypothyroidism, type 2 diabetes, fibromyalgia, PCOS, Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis, or not, but that we're on prednisone, Lyrica, thyroid meds, birth control, antidepressants, we're on a medication like that, and struggle with obesity and overweight, they genetically have a higher body fat set point. Could be 32%, could be 27%, whatever that is, and your body doesn't want to go beneath that. Also, it's the human body's defense survival mechanism to cling and hold on to body fat. So whatever your body fat set point is, as you get closer to it and you get leaner, your body, the way your body protects that set point and prevents you from getting too lean, it's very simple. Your body slows down your metabolism. We've already talked about that. Your metabolism refers to the rate at which your body burns calories. So your body's going to strategically slow it down. And the reason for that is in ancient times, in the past, in a time of a famine or a drought, and people had to move from one drought or wherever they were to a more fertile crescent, they might have to go 2 or 3 days with barely any water or very little food. And I know that's an extreme example, but our bodies don't know there's a grocery store down the street. Our bodies don't know there's a refrigerator. Our bodies operate the same way they did 2,000, 1,000, or however many years ago. So understand that it's the leaner you get, the more difficult it is to get leaner. That's what you're fighting, first of all. The second thing you're fighting is that too much cardio, too much exercise, too much gym work, training legs too often, that can actually put a tremendous, that can bring your fat loss to a screeching halt. And whenever I say that, I'll immediately get someone that says, no, you're wrong. Exercise is a great thing. It's great for the heart, the soul, the mind. I've had people say that, and I said, well, you're right. Exercise is great when done correctly. But you know what? Too much of a good thing isn't always a good thing. And there's an old saying, and you guys have probably heard this. And if you have heard this, comment below. You cannot outrun a bad diet. We've all heard that. And all that means is that if you eat junk, no matter how much you exercise, you'll still eventually get fat, or it'll catch up with you. That's all that means, for those of you that haven't heard that. But you know what? The opposite of that is true as well. You can't outrun a bad diet, but you can outrun a good diet. And what that means is that if you do too much exercise and you burn through your allotted energy expenditure. Well, what is energy expenditure? It's the total calories you're eating, the total macros you're eating. Macros, calories, that's your energy level that you get through food, right? Okay. You don't need to count calories, but just think in terms of energy, think in terms of energy balance or fuel. That's all we're, calories, fuel, energy, it's all synonymous. So if you burn through that and you get in a caloric deficit, what's the opposite of a deficit? A surplus, okay? If you get, in neither deficit or surplus would be baseline, okay? That'd be even, okay? When you get into the deficit, especially significantly into it, here's what's going to happen. Your blood sugar is going to dip. But people that over cardio, they don't just go a little bit below, they get into a severe deficit because they're usually always under eating too. They're eating twigs and berries and they're in the gym twice a day, 5-6 days a week. We've all seen people like that. So my point is that when you get in too low or too severe of a caloric deficit, you get brain fog, your metabolism slows down, you get a lot of hunger and cravings, and when that happens, that leads to binge eating. And you can also burn muscle tissue that way, lose lean body mass, which will only exacerbate the slower metabolism. And then cortisol levels, which is a stress hormone, can increase, and that exacerbates even more the slower metabolism and burning through muscle tissue and even increasing body fat. Does that make sense? When your exercise exceeds the boundaries or the perimeters of your eating program and exceeds those boundaries, you got a bad situation on your hands. Your exercise should always fit within the boundaries of your nutritional program. When it exceeds it, you hit that caloric deficit, the energy deficit, and bad things happen. Okay, reason number 3 that your weight loss in your diet has stalled you is that you're having bars and shakes. You're having too many bars and shakes. And when I say shakes, I mean meal replacement shakes, whey shakes, and a lot of those have awful filler carbs in them, stuff like sugar alcohols, and they don't provide the same level of satiety. They don't crush cravings as well, and they don't provide the same level of energy as whole foods. Another reason is you don't get the nutrient partitioning that you would from a big bed of green mix, kale, spinach, arugula with half an avocado and a piece of wild salmon, as you would from an equal amount of calories from some type of a protein shake. So I would never suggest having a Quest bar protein bar ever. You can have a protein powder, but I'd never suggest whey. I'd have a multi-species protein powder with about 4 or 5 different blends in there, and I'd always add fats to it or carbs to it. Berries, ground flax seeds, coconut oil, walnuts, almonds. I've done videos of my shake I have for the last meal of the day, almost every night. And anyway, so never have that. That's just not an effective way to push through fat loss when you rely on bars and shakes. What's that? 3 reasons. So reason number 4 would be you're taking too many stimulants. You're taking coffee cups, Monster, Red Bull, Rockstar energy drinks, 5-hour energy shots. I know some people, look, if you can't get out of bed, if you can't make it to work without a cup of coffee, if you can't avoid your afternoon siesta without a Monster energy drink, if you can't make it to the gym without a pre-workout stimulant, your diet is woefully lacking. Your nutritional program is garbage. Let's be clear on that, okay? And that's not a good thing. A lot of people are like that. You know how many people can't even work out, can't even make it to the gym without a Monster energy drink? That's pathetic. That tells me your diet just is not providing you enough energy. So, and that leads us to reason number 5 is that you're following the wrong nutritional program. I've never in my life seen someone follow the right nutritional program and not be able to make fat loss progress. And oftentimes, if you look at people that we see in the gym 4, 5, 6 days a week, that are over-exercising, they're the same people that are taking whey shakes, Quest bars, protein bars every day. They're the same people that are taking coffee, Starbucks coffee cups, diet pills, fat burner stimulant pills just to make it to the gym. And they're the people that are eating twigs and berries, and they're the people that can't make progress. So a lot of these overlap. Guys, if that sounds like you, or if you can relate, comment below and I'll, give me some feedback on this. But these are compelling, problematic things that are, that are 5 big culprits that can make a big difference in the fat loss game when we get them corrected. So there you go, 5 reasons your fat loss has stalled and your diet has stalled. Click on my website link below in the description box, wetwolftraining.com, and remember, don't ever let one bad meal beat you twice. wetwolftraining.com, signing out.